My name is Julie Connor. I'm a licensed associate real estate broker for eXp Realty in both New York and Connecticut. I have some very important advice for you when your offer or your client's offer is accepted on a home that has a septic system. You should always do the septic inspection first, a day or two before you do the home inspection, especially if the home is at least 25 years old. Prior to the septic inspection, it's a really good idea to go to the health department at the town that the new home purchase is in and see if there are any septic reports or permits on file for that house. This is public information to get that information and to get that folder. And in some towns, you need to call before you go to get permission. When you schedule the appointment with the septic inspector, make sure you have access to the inside of the house as well as the outside. The inspector is going to want you to flush the toilets. They're going to want you to run the water in the sinks or the bathtub so they can see how the septic system is operating when you have the water running and when they dig up the tank and they dig up the distribution boxes. One thing I would highly recommend is that you video the inspector doing the inspection. And the reason I would recommend that is that's a really important addition to complement the septic report, especially if there are problems with the septic. The sellers and the seller's agent can directly hear it from the inspector about the problems. There may be issues with the distribution box. There may be issues with the actual flow, and this video that you send to them is really going to be important if you're looking for a new septic or repair of a septic system. I represented a buyer at the end of last year, and the septic system was at the end of life. It had to be replaced, and it was about $25,000 that it cost to the seller, and the seller did pay for the system. The seller's agent is going to have to disclose that the septic system is bad if the house goes back on the market. So it really is in their best interest to just replace the system. Most septic companies will let you wait until closing to pay for the system. And once the seller sees the video that I'm going to be sending, it becomes very clear that the septic system may be a problem. Last week, I had another septic system that I scheduled to be inspected the day before the home inspection. The house was built in 1960, and I figured, maybe the septic was about 30 years old, but it was the original septic, and it was literally on its last leg at 62 years old, unfortunately. I went to the local health department, and there were no permits on file. However, there was PVC pipe in the system. That was an indicator, because PVC pipe was only around for 25 years, that the previous sellers definitely rigged the system up somehow, and it was an illegal system. There were no permits at the town hall, and both the septic inspector and I took pictures of the PVC pipe in there to show the sellers about the system. At the point at which they find out that the septic system is in poor condition, they do a perks test and soil sampling to determine what type of new system is needed, because the cost of the system can really vary quite greatly. I was training a new realtor on this particular inspection, and it was a great learning experience for this realtor, because if I did the home inspection at the same time as the septic inspection and the sellers were unwilling to pay for a new septic, then there was the potential for the buyer to walk away from the house, and they would have spent upwards of $1,000 on a home inspection. So it was a really good idea that we did the septic inspection first. So in summary, agents, always video your septic inspections in case you need to show this to the seller's agent. And the condition of the septic system coming from an inspector is much better than you trying to explain it with a written report that may not mean anything to the seller. And buyers, if your realtor schedules both the home inspection and the septic inspection on the same day, please show them this video. Well, thank you for watching, and please, while you're at it, subscribe below to my channel. Thank you so much.